and welcome to ETCIO Unfiltered, a special LinkedIn Live series featuring the top technology leaders in the country. Today, we are joined by Harnath Babu, who is the CIO and partner of KPMG, and we will go through his professional and personal milestones that has led him to the top echelons of technology offices. Hello, Harnath. Nice to have you on board. Thank you so much for taking time out.
Nice to meet you, Vaishnavi.
Harnath, though we've known each other and the community knows you as this veteran CIO who's been on board and has been involved in technology for decades now, but we have missed out on hearing about your backstory as to your origin story. What led you to KPMG's one of the highest offices? Is there any childhood milestone that has shaped you into the person that you've become today?
I think Vaishnavi, it's a great question. In fact, I think most of us, by personality, as we grow, we develop a lot of attributes, and it happens by situation and scenarios that you face in your life. In fact, mine is pretty interesting because I come from a defense services background where my father was, getting transferred every 3 years. And one of the biggest challenge for any kid who is in the defense services, part of the defense services family, is get to adjust to the new place very quickly, right? So I think that's where the whole idea of adaptability, the whole idea of problem solving skills, or open-mindedness, I think some of these attributes kind of got inculcated at a very young age. Making sure that when we were moving from places to places, we were able to actually make friends very quickly, understand the newer culture, and make sure that you are able to you gel with the people there, right, very quickly. That means you have to also look at the local issues, problems that you could really understand quickly and change your act accordingly. I think that was the first thing that kind of brought in the ability of resilience in me. The other thing was the fascination for gadgets or toys. Right? During my time, there were no real gadgets that were available, right? I think, but whatever was available electronically, you could kind of play with them. I think the idea was how well you can explore those gadgets, assemble them, unassemble them, whatever I could do, right? I think that kind of really led me to see how things work, and explore things. And most importantly, as I was growing, I also continued to read. I was a voracious reader. Try to assimilate and accumulate as much of knowledge I could do, primarily to understand, how things work. I think that was the bottom line, right? And obviously, some of these things helped me in my initial days of studies, as well as I was trying to explore the basic of computing. And then came the World Wide Web ride and the whole technology ride. So I gotten into the workforce back in 2000, and the whole Y2K was going on, and that was a great opportunity for me because I think the whole world was dealing with a very new problem, right?
Yes.
And I was introduced during that time to the industry. Had a great ride since then. I've been part of some of the prestigious organizations in the past that kind of fundamentally shaped me as a professional. Be it being the founding team member of I would say 3 startups, especially from an insurance point of view. And so these companies are now very big or large companies today in the country. I did help many other organizations which are running or they were opening up in overseas markets. I think that kind of helped me understand multicultural dimensions, especially in a professional environment. So I think some of these experiences really added a lot to me as an individual. And working with the financial services industry for initial 15 years of my career really brought in that perspective of customer-centric, mindset, right? And that actually I've tried to bring in in fact, I've tried to use that learning in every organization that I've worked, or subsequent to that. So I think these are some of, I would say, fundamental building blocks that were really used for shaping of my career. And as I moved on to my current organization 8 years back, I think a lot, as I said, that I picked up over during my initial days of my life and career, I think those came really handy. Those came really helpful.
So you joined KPMG as a CIO, and then now today your partner as well. And that, I must say, is thing that a lot of people aspire for. Harnath, could you, if I had to ask you, are there any two milestones that you think that immediately catapulted you to one of the top offices? What would those be?
So Vaishnavi, I think one good thing that happened during initial part of my career was at a very young age I got an opportunity to lead very large projects, right? So much so that organization was dependent on that project to really take that big leap. So it was the sense of responsibility that I had on my shoulders as early as when I had only 2 to 3 years of experience, working experience, right? So that was the first big milestone in my career. Second was again, within 5 to 6 years of working experience, I had an opportunity to serve in an international organization, assisting the CIO during that time to set up technology operations in a different country altogether, right? And run the technology operations for 2 years. And that kind of gave me the ability to really look at different challenges. The third, I would say, thing came up because these were the two great backgrounds that I had. I could get an opportunity to start another insurance company back in 2008. And the very precious situation was I had to start the company practically in 3 months from zero, right? Including bringing in all the systems, setting up the processes. And I think somewhere all those experiences came in very, very handy. And I would say that's again a great milestone. And I think life continued after that, right? I think I joined KPMG, and again, it's a great organization to be in. It kind of gives you that blue sky opportunity. You can really, you can really do what you think is right for the organization and for the customers. So I think some of these milestones have really given me that, edge in my career.
Edge and a push towards what you're doing. Harnath, you led a team at a young age. You also looked at international markets, and today you're here. And even in our conversations, I could see you tap into technologies that are still in nascent stages of discussion. We had a whole round of metaverse discussion when metaverse wasn't even cool to talk about. What is your leadership philosophy, and what is your vision for future?
So Vaishnavi, I think one thing which I've always learned and have actually practiced is you need to give that space to people, because I got that space, right? I got that space to experiment. I got the space to grow. And my philosophy has been very straightforward, that you need to give that space to your people, invest in them, bring them up to up to the curve for them to be productive. I think in my current organization, so as with my team, I spend a lot of time and effort to train my people or mentor my people or my teams, make sure that they are able to deliver what is really required for the organization, right? Or what is really required for their own building their own careers. So I think from a leadership philosophy point of view, it's about giving them the space, giving them that helping hand, which is basically required for any professional to grow in their life. And I've been fortunate. I've been fortunate that I've had mentors in my life who helped me grow in different ways. One, giving me the right opportunity, giving me that space, giving me the budgets. I think that's important for CIOs actually, right? Giving me the budgets as well to ensure that I was able to do what is right, and I was able to think freely. The moment you have constraints in thinking, you will have difficulties delivering, right? So I think that's the first part. I think from a future perspective, I'm very positive about the way technology has changed. I think 23 years I've been working, and I've seen the technology space has, really changed or catapulted in the last couple of years. I think last 1 decade has been the disruptive decade of our lifetimes. We have seen technologies which we had never thought or envisaged 15 years back, maybe, right? I think AI continued to take different shapes and forms. I think the recent recent interventions or recent introductions of generative AI, which is now disrupting different kind of businesses and the jobs that we're looking at. So I think we will see a future which is going to be very driven by AI, and it's no prediction that I'm doing. It's something which most of us know, but that's something which is going to be really changing the way organizations and people are going to work in future. The second most important thing I think is it's about people. While AI will come and disrupt people and jobs, but somewhere we'll also have to have the ability to upskill our people so that they are able to think more creatively, leverage the technology that they have. So I think the future is more around how we give that ability to people to start being more innovative, right? Being more creative, right? Being more, they should be able to collaborate well so that they're able to get the. It's about future is about collaboration. Future is about being together and leveraging the technology to the fullest of its capabilities.
Thank you so much, Harnath. I agree, and collaboration will be the key because the speed at which technology is changing, I'm sure not one person could tackle the beast by themselves. So always a pleasure talking to you. There's something new to learn every time we interact, and you gave us such good insight on your background, where you come from, what shapes you to the person you are. You're already a LinkedIn star. Your peers now, I'm guessing, know more about you and what makes Harnath Babu the partner and CIO of KPMG. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking time out, and it was a pleasure having you on board.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. Thank you so much.